War Eagle. Auburn fans, once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast talking Auburn football. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. A beautiful Tuesday morning where it is always great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. Man, a lot of crazy stuff happening in the Iron Bowl, especially the two pick sixes, one by Zakoby McClain and the other by Smoke Monday. But if you looked at Auburn throughout this year, we said early in the year that this team needed to be a lot more opportunistic. We even talked about in the previews of the Alabama game that Auburn's got to come up with some turnovers. And the fact that they turned into scores were really huge deals for the Auburn Tigers, and especially changed the whole trajectory of the game. Because when Smoke Monday got his pick early in the game, it was a situation where Mac Jones drops back. He kind of looks and kind of sails the ball a little bit. Smoke Monday, Johnny on the spot, 29 yards later, touchdown Auburn, pick six. A little bit later, it appeared that Alabama was going to recapture the lead. I think it was like midway through the third quarter or somewhere along those lines. Alabama lines up in a set, got a wide receiver slotted to the right, and usually it's a pretty good matchup. I think usually Zakoby McClain matched up with any of Alabama's wide receivers are a pretty good mismatch. Now, here's what happened. The whole thing was started by Big Cat Bryant, who we're going to talk about again in this video, because he actually is a part of the pick six, well, almost pick six, scoop and score, flip the field deal with Auburn. But either way, he gets immediate pressure on Mac Jones, causing Mac Jones to throw the ball a little bit before he wanted to, right behind his receiver. In some kind of way, Zakoby McClain found the football, caught it. 100 yards later, the longest play, the longest pick six in Iron Bowl history goes to Valdosta native Zakoby McClain. Now, I think this was just a culmination of what Auburn was able to accomplish throughout the year in generating turnovers. The reason why I mentioned Big Cat Bryant was because earlier in the year against Oregon, when it appeared kind of similarly, when it appeared that Alabama was going to, kind of get a strong hold on the game, Big Cat Bryant on an unusual run-pass option, an unusual zone read run-pass option by Justin Herbert, gets the scoop and almost score, and that flipped the field, and that gave Auburn the momentum needed to win that game, just as it gave Auburn the momentum needed to get back into the momentum swing of the Alabama-Auburn game. This was a trend for the Tigers throughout the year, especially in the big games. You're talking about 4 turnovers against Florida, great 2 turnovers that I can remember right offhand against LSU. The trend stopped against Georgia, but they had so many 3-and-outs against Georgia, played outstanding on defense there. I would say, as far as the can of worms opening, that the Alabama game was going to be the most challenging for the Tigers because they just had so much speed at the wide receiver position. I think Najee Harris is one of the more talented running backs in the SEC, and he had an excellent football game, about 146 yards. Was a little quiet in the second half, but it just goes to show that this is one of the reasons why this was one of the more dynamic defenses in Auburn history, was because you had plays like what Zakoby McClain and Smoke Monday produced against Alabama. And to say that this was luck, I just don't think so. I think this is a team that started to become accustomed to the culture of being opportunistic, and they forced a lot of turnovers throughout the year. And big shout out to the Auburn defense, especially culminating this thing in historic fashion, 100-yard pick six against Alabama in the Iron Bowl. Man, I hope you guys enjoy this video on your way to work. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. As always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.